people in South America, this is what the guy said. On page 67, it said, the singular passage on which it is unnecessary to comment is allegedly to explanation of the many analogy in the laws, the rights and custom of the Indians. These analogy are the numerically consecutively proving that the aborigines of South America, meaning the people of South America, are of Hebrew origin and the descendant of the 10 tribes. That's what the white man said. The people of South America, right, are the descendant of the 10 tribes, right? He said, the knowledge which the Mexican and the Peruvians tradition apply that the Indian pursue the history contained in the Pentateuch, which is the Bible, the Mexican tradition of the Pentateuch, of the divine book of the Toltec, the famous migrate from Aslan, which is what? The Middle East, other Asia, the traces of Jewish history, tradition, laws, custom, and manner which are found in the Mexican paintings. The Mexican, right? It said, then it said, the frequency of sacrifice among the Indians and the religious consecration of the blood and fat of the victim, the style of the architecture of their temples, the fringy with the Mexican wore fastened to their garments. Now, if you gotta go Google and you see the Mexican with and the Puerto Rican and the Dominican and the people from Peruvians, they got the fringes. When the white men came among the Peruvians, they seen the Peruvian women with the fringes and their hair covers. Okay, those people in South Americas. Okay, now the Europeans are telling you that these people are Israelites, but they got people out there that saying that these people are not Israel. Those people are Israel because they're going to the same problem that the rest of the blacks is going to. Give me Jeremiah 15:33 for a second.
You got these fools saying they're Joshua and they're not Israel.
Because God is saying a lot of these our people are very ignorant. Because common sense would tell anyone. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Precept in 2nd Ezra, chapter 13.
13, right, and 40, right, exactly.
It tells how the 10 tribes came to
America. Yeah. And when if Columbus was alive today, he would tell him more than I do, man, that these people call themselves Peruvian, Dominican, Mexican, that they're Jews. They won't tell you they're African Americans. They tell you they're Jews. Now I got more right here. It said on page 69, it said the Mexican have their further identified with the large tribe of Israel by the names and attribute which they are assigned to the Creator. It is necessary to quote the word in the origin, right? They distinguish Him the Most High. The Mexican called God the Most High, right? He said, in heaven, God of fire, the God of ages, the supreme, the great and terrible one, the mother of Peruvia. See what I'm saying? But the thing is this, the Mexicans, like I said, when Columbus came, Fernando Cortez came among the Aztecs, he know the Aztecs, they Jews, man. The people, the Mayans. There's nothing wrong with reading, man. All a person gotta do is pick up a book and do research and shows you those people are our people, they're brothers to us. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna show you more evidence. Give me Jeremiah chapter 15:33. So you see what Donald Trump doing with the Mexicans, right? He's talking crap about the Ecuadorians. You see, he talk about the Puerto Rican, he talk about the Dominican. He said Dominican women are stink. I gotta find a passage in the newspaper. He said Dominican women are stink. That's what the foolish president said, man. And he don't know nothing about Dominican women.
He's calling those lands that's
right. See?
Straight up.
That was so rude. The men don't have no respect for us. How the hell did he know Dominican women are stink? You see? Exactly, but the man is very disrespectful. You see? And then he called the African, what do you call the African? Shithole. Yeah, shithole. Yeah. Exactly. That's what he called the Africans and Haitians. Shithole. I know the Haitian is shithole. And a lot of blacks in this country agree with him. Right.
They don't know.
It's a damn shame.
Yeah, a lot of those countries became that way because the white man ripped off those countries.
Right.
No, especially Haiti.
Yeah.
And he brought out that 15,000 Haitians that came into America got AIDS. See? 15, I don't know how you get that number, but that's what he said.
Right.
On top of that, Haiti was the first to become independent, right, from France. And they and this was in the Caribbean, the first Caribbean land to become independent. And this country, who was already independent, gave them no type of help. It's like they didn't give them no type of help. And I think they might have even asked for that help because you know how the English were fighting, the Americans were fighting the French as well in the French and Indian War, and they still wouldn't give them help. So it's just been going on for a long time now.
I'm glad your brother brought this thing on AIDS, right? This is a book called The Gods of Eden. This book goes in a lot of history, man. Okay, it's called The Gods of Eden, where it shows you that AIDS was created by the U.S. government. See, a lot of people, they don't want to acknowledge the fact that AIDS was created in America in 1976 to kill our black and Hispanic.
So many lies and rumors about that too.
Exactly. You know, but the problem is the people, and you know what happened? A lot of people support Donald Trump, man. Don't care if people don't like him. 50% of people like him because you know why? Because they just like him. You see? But this a book right here shows you that the AIDS virus was created in America in 1976, page 419. Okay? Now,
Obama as well.
Exactly. Yep. But now it said on page 419, it said after the AIDS epidemic broke, the Soviet Union published charges in its official newspaper that AIDS was a biological weapon developed by the United States military, right? The charges have been generally dismissed as false propaganda, and the Soviet Union later retract the statement after pressure from the United States. Despite the retraction, a number of researchers in the United States contend that there is evidence to support the original claim that the Russians said that AIDS was created in America in 1976 by the U.S. government. The book called The Gods of Eden by William Bramley on page 419, proving that AIDS virus did not came from no damn Africans. How did AIDS get to Africa? The Roman Catholic Church under the Red Cross, the one that was pushing the AIDS virus in the Africans and among the Haitians.
And they said something stupid a long time ago that it came from monkeys. You know,
green monkeys.
Yeah, green monkeys. But it's not only that. Like with they don't even talk about AIDS no more. Now it's cancer.
Right.
And I was looking at this documentary on food. It's called What the Health. And a lot of people getting cancer, diabetes, all that from the meat.
Right.
It's just meat is like the #1 thing that's giving everybody cancer and diabetes. And that's crazy. I didn't even know that. It's like putting cigarettes. It's like I think he said 1 egg is like the equivalent to 5 cigarettes.
Whoa.
I read in this book that people of color weren't dying fast enough in this country. So they had to use war, put us on the front lines. That wasn't fast enough. So when they cooked up that AIDS thing, kill us all fast.
There's another book here called the Roman Emperor, and the subtitle is called A Biographical Guide to the Rulers of the Emperor Rome, right? From 31 BC to 476 AD. That's when Emperor Rome ruled from to the end, right? On page 112 and 113, it says, John Malatus, writing 4th century later, observed that Severus was dark-skinned, and African history books today depict him as black, but dark complexion to many may have well been. Now, Poseidon's Niger, right? It said Poseidon Niger, Poseidon Niger was born in 135 of a family of Italian knights, the Italian knights, right? Then it says cycling, his hair and beard were curling. He was small of stature, but strong and energetic, right? It's a remark that he retained a trace of North African accent for a while of his life, but to speak of him as the founder of Semitic dynasty, right? Now, hold this, man. Now, Poseidon Niger, they call him Poseidon Niger because it was a dark-skinned man, right? Now, okay, now page 114, it said Poseidon Niger was tall in stature and handsome of person. His face was signified always ruddy. What the word ruddy, right? We got proof what the word ruddy means. His neck was black that according to what many say, to got him the name Niger from his dark complexion, right? Now let's get this Zondervan Bible dictionary. Give me Acts chapter 13:1. That disciple, they were dark-skinned people. Okay, so we got a lot of these books, these so-called image that they shown depicting the disciple as a white man like this, right? But the Bible tell you otherwise, that they were dark-skinned people, which is the northern and southern kingdoms, huh?
Explain
right. We're gonna explain right now. Cut. Okay, go ahead. Acts 13:1.
Acts. Chapter 13, verse 1.
Right.
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch.
So Antioch was named after Antiochus the first, okay? Antioch was the capital of Syria when the Roman was ruling, okay? When the Greek was ruling. Read.
Certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger.
That was called Niger. Niger. Now let's see what the word Niger is. Give me the Bible dictionary. The Bible dictionary was put together by them Jewish scholars, okay? Because people, when you explain to them what the word Niger means, they say, no, that's not true. They will see the white scholar tell you what the word Niger means. Acts chapter, the Zondervan Bible dictionary, right? The word Niger. Okay? Niger.
King David was drunk, right?
Huh? Yeah. When King David said, my skin is white and ruddy. White, when you look at the word white means, it's not talking about color means, it's in it said, Tazadak means pure. When David said, my skin pure and ruddy. Ruddy means a dark complexion. I don't know why, you know. Niger. Okay, the word Niger, N-I-G-E-R, all right? Give me a second. So when you read the word Niger, it's going to show you the dark complexion of the Israelites. Niger. Give me a second. Say something first.
Yeah, so like the brother bringing out as far as the history, it was just it goes back to his original what he was talking about the history about the Mexicans,
right,
and the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, that they basically all Israelites.
Right.
They got a lot of history showing that they're Israelites that they bring out, and we're gonna get more on that topic. Everybody knows
Niger, see, Niger and look at the word ruddy also. Niger, read that.
Niger.
Because it's very important to look up words, okay? You can't just read the Bible and don't look up words. You see what I'm saying? It's very important to look up words. Read Niger, go ahead.
Niger, black.
See?
A surname of Simeon.
See?
One of the 5 prophets and teachers of the church at Antioch, who were led of the Lord to send forth Paul and Barnabas on the first missionary journey.
Right, see? So they were called Niger, which means black, because the Roman was calling us different names and so forth. Why you take all these names like Vikings and Vikings and Britain, you see what I'm saying? All these names, the white man gave us these names. You see what I'm saying? All the names today, like Puerto Rico, Mexico, all the names the white man gave to us. You see? Because when he conquered, because that's what the white man did. When he conquered your land, he gave you nationality. So-called nationality. Where you from? Where you from, sir? Puerto Rico, right? Now, why would you be a nationality, according to you? Brother, not to embarrass you. Because all of us was into the same doctrine, remember? All of us was brainwashed. Every one of us. Okay? Now, why would you be a nationality? Puerto Rico is not a nationality, it's a country. Okay, Taino is not a nationality. It's a label the white man label us. Taino, which means good people, okay? According to the Bible, your nationality go by your forefather. Okay? What's your last name?
My last name?
Yeah.
Ayala.
Ayala, right?
Yeah.
Ayala. No, your father's name, last name is Ayala, right? Ayala. Now, that was a slave master that was controlling Taino Indians. Because remember, when the white man conquered your land, every slave owner you have to take on his last name. Like this is slave, my last name is Stars, right? the slave owner that owned us last name was Styles. You see what I'm saying? So what happened is the slave owner would say, okay, this is my slave. That's the slave for Mr. Johnson or Mr. Ayala. That's the slave. Oh, the slave master is right there. So you control all the slave, and then make sure whenever the slave died, the slave have you under the thing called insurance. That's where insurance come from, the slave. Every slave master have you all the insurance. Okay? If you died, the slave master get money by you dying. Sure. See what I'm saying? And then after that now, for instance, they have a sister around my way by the name of Esther. Esther, the slave owner could become named Esther also, because a lot of white men have have Jewish name that they change up and so forth. See what I'm saying? Because at that time you got a lot of white Jewish converts and so forth. But according to the Bible, you are from a tribe of Ephraim if your father is a real Taino. Okay? It does not have nothing to do with your mother. Puerto Rican, those are Jews in the Bible. According to the Bible, those are Jews. Those are from a tribe of Ephraim. You know a lot of Puerto Ricans call us Ephraim, right? Ephraim? Okay, now, I'm going to show you something where the Bible tells you that Ephraim are joined to idols. Matter of fact, which is the northern kingdom. You want to say something for a second? Let me find it. Give me a second.